Hello, and welcome to Senior Moments. I'm your host, Vicki Pearson. Today we have an awesome guest with some great information for seniors, and we so look forward to him. Our guest today is Tim. I'm going to let him pronounce the last name. I do not want to mess it up. So what we're going to do, as we always do, and as I always tell you, grab your pencil and paper because there's information for you to write down. So with that being said, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back with my guest.
Hello, my name is Terrence White, and I'm the Executive Director of Community Action of Greater Indianapolis. Serving the counties of Marion, Hamilton, Hendricks, and Boone, our mission is to empower those we serve to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. We offer a variety of programming, including senior and youth programs, case management, weatherization, financial coaching, and more. Please visit our website for more information or call 317-396-1800.
A Senior Moment with Vicki Peterson.
Seniors, let's talk about Alzheimer's and dementia. If you or a loved one have concerns about memory loss, it is very important to be evaluated by a doctor. Early diagnosis allows you and your family time to participate in decisions about your care, living arrangements, financial, and legal matters. For more information, contact Alzheimer's Association National Office. Welcome back. And as I told you, we're here with a guest. I hope you picked up those pens and paper. Okay, Tim, thank you so much for being my guest today. It is such an honor to have you with the great information that you have for our seniors that you're going to share with them today. But let's start out with them. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, first off, thank you very much for inviting me on the program today. I think we do have some good information. It's Tim Maniscalo, and prior to the current job that I have, I was actually the president of the local Better Business Bureau here in Central Indiana. So I did that for about 8 years or so, and then joined this company. I live up in Zionsville. My wife and I, we've got a daughter. She's going to be graduating from high school here in just a couple of weeks. She's excited to go to college, and we're going to be empty nesters, except we do have one fur child, Sally, our Boston Terrier. So just a little bit about myself.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about the company and what services and you guys offer. I always tell my guests, the show is yours now.
Well, thank you very much. The company I work for is called Scheerer, and here's what we do. If you are a senior and you want to move, let's say, into assisted living, and you've got, all of your personal possessions, you've got furniture, or you might have a car, you might have all sorts of things in your house, as well as your house. What we do is we will help you with, number one, moving into assisted living, and then helping you liquidate all of your possessions that you want to get rid of so that you've got money to live, that next chapter in your life. It's really kind of a one-stop turnkey sort of situation where you can call us. We will come into your home. We will kind of try to understand your personal situation. What's your timeline? What types of things do you want to take with you? And then we'll take a lot of pictures and then give you a proposal and say, hey, here's what we think we can do. Here's how we're going to go about liquidating most of this. We do all this via auction. We think that's a great way to maximize the value of all of your possessions and your real estate. And we also do that, let's say if someone has passed on and their heirs, have a house and possessions and things like that they don't know how to get rid of. We do that, and it's a turnkey. You really don't have to do anything. In fact, one of the reasons I joined the company is I used Scheerer last year. My father passed away, and it was myself and my 4 other siblings. And boy, we had a real task on our hands. How are you going to clean all this out? What do we do in terms of selling things? My dad was a model train collector. How do you go about getting rid of that and finding a good home for those, as well as the house? And Scheerer came in and they did everything for us. We didn't have to do anything. So it's really kind of a turnkey sort of service that we provide for people. And once you decide, hey, it's time to move on to my next chapter in life, we'll do everything from there.
So tell me, Tim, do you guys sell the homes for the senior as well?
Yes, we do. We sell the real estate, we sell the home, and we sell that via auction. And the reason that we've chosen that, the reason we think that is such an effective way for the seller is that, in this market particularly, there are more buyers than sellers. There's kind of a shortage of homes. So what we want to do is we want to try and get as many people interested in the home. We actually do a live auction on site at the home. We get the buyers in there and it's an auction. They'll be bidding back and forth. It's kind of an exciting sort of thing to watch. And I know with my father's home, it sold for quite a bit more than we thought it would. So it's a very effective way to sell the home. We market it prior to the auction. We'll have open houses so that people can see the home. If a realtor wants to bring someone through the home, they can certainly do that. And then it comes auction day, and that's a very exciting time, particularly for the seller.
All right. Now, as you are aware, some people have a negative view of auctions. Do you think this is a good method to sell a person's personal property, including cars and boats and all those type things?
Yeah, you're right. Some people do have somewhat of a negative view about that. But here's what we found. If you think about, trying to get rid of whatever it might be, your furniture, your personal possessions, even your, the plates and the pots and pans and whatever it is you might have in the house, how are you going to go about doing that? You could have a garage sale or you can go to somebody who's going to buy it from you. But what we found with auction, and we put all the personal possessions online, we found that people out there are looking for, might be dishes, it might be a car, it might be furniture, whoever, whatever they might be looking for. And with our online auction, we get a lot of people who will come and they will bid on these things. A typical auction will last about 7 days. So we found, number one, that it's a very effective way to do it. You get people who are really looking for things out there, particularly if you've got something that, is maybe a collectible or something that's a little unique out there. We get sometimes as many as 40,000 views for an auction, and it's a great way to do it. So it's a very effective way to really test the market, see what you have out there. And there's always somebody who says, hey, that's a really neat piece of furniture. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And I'll give you an example. My father, one of his heroes was the Lone Ranger, and he had these Lone Ranger posters. So we put those out there. Didn't think really anybody would be very interested in it. We got people who wanted to buy those Lone Ranger posters. So you never know what's going to sell out there. And with the internet now, we get people from all over the country looking at our items, looking at auctions, and looking for things. And it's building every day. There's more and more people coming to our site because they know that people have some very interesting and very good things to sell out there. So it's a great way to do it.
All right. So another question I have is, what should the seller expect when they place their items on auction?
Well, as I said, auctions are a very interesting way to do it. And so once they place their items on auction, it's about a 7-day process or 7-day auction. When they first open up the auction, a lot of times there isn't a lot of action going on because people are kind of looking and they're kind of waiting till maybe the last minute to bid on something because they kind of want to see what other bidders are doing. But you'll slowly start to see more and more bids come in, and then things that you didn't think would sell or that no one would be interested in. All of a sudden, you're going to start seeing people bid on those. But really, the exciting part is really the last day or really the last couple hours of the auction. Things that originally didn't get a lot of action, so to speak. All of a sudden, people are bidding on those. And it's really interesting and really kind of exciting to see, how those items are continuing to be bid up and, what items are going for what. So it's a very interesting time. And like I say, the first couple of days, don't expect a whole lot. People are kind of looking around to see what's out there. But then as the auction gets closer and closer to closing, that's when the action really starts to happen.
All right. So are there any items that you do not accept for the auction?
Things like mattresses, we don't accept those. The old TVs with the, picture tubes in them, those really should be disposed of through a correct recycling sort of company or process. And if you've got something, kind of the rule is if you wouldn't want it in your home, if it's really old and beat up and can't be cleaned up, it's probably not something that we'd want to put on auction. So if you wouldn't want it in your home, I went into a home the other day and the woman, she had a lot of animals and some of her upholstered furniture, it just really smelled and really couldn't be cleaned up. So I was like, that's not something that we would want. But she had a lot of nice wood furniture, and that was great. We got some really nice pieces off of that. But really, mattresses are the big things. The old TVs with the old picture tubes, those types of things. We just can't sell those.
Okay, so now do you help them get rid of those items, or is it up to the senior to get rid of those items before you guys even start?
Yeah, either way, we will do the trash removal for them, or they can dispose of them themselves. Sometimes they can get some money, particularly for some of the electronic items that might have some valuable parts, some copper and things like that. But we will also, if they want us to, get rid of them for us. And typically when we go into a home, there are items that obviously we want to take for auction, but you always kind of generate some trash and things like that. So we do offer trash removal if they want to do that, to make certain that the home is ready to sell. And if we do sell the home, we will go in, and after we auction off all the items, we will clean the home, make certain that the home is presentable to market and to sell for buyers out there. We've got cleaning crews that'll come in and do that. So the house will be clean when we start to market it for selling and things like that. So really, the seller really doesn't have to do anything. We will take it all over. If they say, hey, I want to get rid of all my personal possessions and I need to sell the house, here, Scheerer McCulloch, why don't you take this over? And it's really, from then on, they really don't have to do anything.
Oh, that is really awesome.
It is. And what we found, one of the sort of visions of the person who started the company, Tim McCulloch, what he found was that there are people who will do part of something, they might buy your furniture, or they may do trash removal, or a realtor will sell your home. But there really wasn't anybody who would do it from start to finish and really take all of the work, out of the hands of the seller, because you've got to really do a lot of coordination with different people who are coming into your home and, buying things and wanting to make bids and, oh, I want this, but I don't want that, those types of things. So, where do you start? Where do you do all that? And particularly if you have something that is collectible or antique, we've got people who know about antiques and know about certain collectibles. So if you do have something that you think, hey, this is valuable, I will tell you, there's probably someone here. In fact, our owner, Tim McCulloch, he's been in the auction business his entire life. I'm amazed at all of the just kind of knowledge he has about different items out there. If you bring him something, he'll kind of look at it and say, well, gee, yeah, this is worth such and such, or this has a certain marking on it, so it's valuable, or no, if you don't have this, it's really not valuable. So we're very good at figuring that type of stuff out also.
All right. Well, what we're going to do now, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with Tim.
A Senior Moment with Vicki Peterson.
Seniors, you probably noticed your appetite and food habits changing as you age. Your daily food choices can make a major impact on your health. Healthier eating habits will make you feel better and makes for a better doctor's visit. Foods like vegetables, fruit, whole grain beans, and breads. You'll also need 3 servings of low-fat milk, yogurt, or cheese daily for strong bones. Contact your doctor to schedule a visit with a nutritionist. And don't forget your water.
Hello, my name is Terrence White, and I'm the Executive Director of Community Action of Greater Indianapolis. Serving the counties of Marion, Hamilton, Hendricks, and Boone, our mission is to empower those we serve to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. We offer a variety of programming, including senior and youth programs, case management, weatherization, financial coaching, and more. Please visit our website for more information or call 317-396-1800.
Over 70% of Americans want to spend their final days at home with family and friends.
With hospice care, we can take care of your father at home, right in his bedroom, including visits by a nurse.
I'm so relieved to hear that.
This will make Grandpa really happy. He's comfortable and pain-free.
Visit our website at www.hospicesupportfund.org to connect with your local nonprofit hospice and download our free end-of-life planner.
A Senior Moment with Vicki Peterson.
Seniors, don't be scammed. Never answer your phone to numbers that you don't recognize. Never give out personal information over the phone. Never answer your door. If they keep knocking, dial 911. If you've already been scammed, don't be ashamed. Call your local prosecutor's office. If someone is using your name to open accounts, make purchases, or even get benefits, call the Federal Trade Commission.
Welcome back, and thank you for hanging on in there with us. Our guest today is just really awesome. Tim is very awesome and knowledgeable in what they do. And he is the vice president of the company. Can't remember, I'm a senior too, so I can't remember if Tim mentioned that to you guys or not. But we're going to go move along so we can get to the end of the interview and get more questions asked and answered for our viewers. Okay, another question I have, Tim, is I know you go to a lot of people, a lot of seniors' homes. So let's say I called you to come and do my home. I'm a senior and I want to move, and I'm telling you that I want to move into an assisted living home. So do you handle everyone the same, or is it individual personalized?
Well, we really try and personalize our business and our service. So what we would do is we would actually come to your home, get to see you, understand what your situation is. When do you want to move? What furniture and other things do you want to take with you? We will actually move that for you. So, you're in your senior assisted living facility and you're comfortable there and you're all settled in there. Then we would concentrate on your home. We would catalog everything, put that on an online auction. We would then launch the auction. Then what we would do is about a day or two after the auction, we would have a pickup day. And what that is that's a day when people have bought, let's say your furniture or car or whatever it is, they would come to your home. We are there in the home and we will actually take whatever it is, the furniture, possessions, we'll take it out to them, usually through the garage. So they aren't kind of traipsing through your house and, maybe being careless. So we'll take it to them. And help them to load it into their car and what have you. Then we would clean the home, make certain that it's presentable to market it and sell it. Market the home. We typically would have 2 open houses, as well as realtors would be bringing in prospective buyers. And then usually about 40 days after we have the auction, we'll actually have the live auction on the home. So that's how it is. And once again, it's very individualized. We want to make certain that we are doing what you need to do, and any sort of special requests or things that you have, we want to hear about those and really try and accommodate that.
That is really an awesome service you guys do. So I hired you and I don't have to be worried about anything because you're going to take care of everything, even the selling of my home.
Yeah, really. When I did it with my father and my father's home, I signed the contract with him. And then the only thing that I was required to do was come back for the actual closing of the home, because I had to sign the documents for the closing. When that was all done, I got 2 checks, one for the personal property in the home and one for the actual home. So I called up my brothers and sisters and I said, hey, I've got the checks. I'll put them in the bank and then I'll write you guys all the checks for the disbursement. And my brothers and sisters were very happy about that. And it was, I tell you, it was just so easy, because I was out of town and I really couldn't be running back and forth doing all of that.
All right. That is really great. That is some great information. So now let's talk about the pricing. I know everyone's pricing is different, because everyone's homes are different. but do I pay you up front? How does that work?
Yeah, no, you don't have to pay us up front. We take a commission on the items in the home. We also take a commission on the sale of the real estate. There are some costs that are associated with using the auction platform and things like that. But really, what we're trying to do is maximize the value of your estate, and going through the auction process, we really feel is a good way to do that. So there's no money up front. I never paid Scheerer McCulloch anything. It was all done at the end, and they gave me the checks for what everything was worth minus their commissions and the expenses that they had, and that was it.
All right. Now, I do know now it's a buyer's market, but in general, how long does this process take? Well,
I'll give you what happened with us. The whole process took about 60 days. So we signed the contract, I believe about July 1, and the auction for the home was towards the end of August. So by the end of August, we pretty much had everything done. Now, there was then some time for the buyers to get their financing and go through the closing. But really, from the time that Scheerer McCulloch took possession of the property, cataloged it, had the online auction, cleaned up the home, marketed it for about 30 or 40 days. It was sold. The auction that was held inside the home was held towards the end of August. So it was about 60 days for that whole process to take place.
Okay. If a person wants to use your services, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, I tell you what, all I've got to do is pick up the phone, 317-614-0236, 317-614-0236, and an actual live human being will answer the phone. You don't have to punch a bunch of buttons or leave a message. If you call us during our regular business hours, 8 to 5, someone will answer the phone. They'll take your name, get some information from you. And then if one of us is not in the office, they will give us that message. We typically return calls and we'll talk to you within 24 hours, so we try to get back to you that very next day. We'll set up an appointment with you if you would like to have us come out and actually see the home and talk to you more about it. So it's a very personalized, and we try to make it where people are talking to people.
And you guys are fully insured.
Yes, we are. We're fully insured. We're A+ rated with Better Business Bureau. And once again, it's one of those services that really doesn't exist out there. It exists in bits and pieces, but nobody really has the full sort of service and full package that we have. So that's what I think is so appealing about this, is that you can call us and, hey, we'll take everything over, and you're really selling it to people who want to buy it, whatever that item might be, or your house or your car, whatever it might be. So you really are, we think, maximizing the value of everything that you got, of everything that's in your estate.
You know what? That's what impressed me when I met you. And that's why I wanted to get you on the show, because I haven't ran into anyone that handles everything under one umbrella like you guys do.
Yeah, it is unique. We haven't really found anybody that does that. And once again, what we're trying to do is really two things. Number one, make it easy for the person who, is going into a assisted living, or maybe they've passed on. Make it as easy as possible so they don't have to do really hardly anything. And number two, make certain that they are getting the maximum value for everything that they've worked for their entire lives.
Yes.
That's really our two goals.
That's awesome. Now, tell me, do you just do this for seniors only?
No, anybody can do this. If you are moving, want to downsize, whatever it might be, we will do this for anyone. We found that seniors are really the ones who are in the most need of this, but really anybody can do this. If you would call us and say, hey, I've got to move across the country and downsize my home and get rid of a lot of my possessions, we'll take care of it for you.
That is really nice. I mean, that is really an awesome service. It really is. I was impressed.
I tell you what, it really makes, me feel good about when I see somebody that, has bought a home. I got to tell you, the people who bought my father's home, It was a retired nurse and a retired firefighter. They had 6 kids, all of whom lived kind of, within a couple miles of the home. And she was so happy to get that home. The mother was so happy to get that home because she said, oh, we're going to have Thanksgiving here, and we're going to have Christmas here, and we're going to have our grandchildren here. And, and she was she was delighted because she had actually lost a couple of homes through conventional sort of buying of real estate. And she said, I really wanted this home because it was such a great location and really fit what they wanted to have in a home. So it just made me feel good that, someone who's going to have a family in there is going to have my parents' home.
And go make new memories.
That's exactly it. They're going to have great memories there, just like we did.
Yes, that is so awesome. And I'm glad it worked out well for you and your siblings, what you had to have done for your dad. But
it really did. Yeah. It was really a godsend to have this happen. And, my brothers and sisters, they live in Florida, they live in Ohio, they live in Michigan. So we were scattered all over. So this was really perfect for us.
All right. And this has been perfect information to get out. And as you said, the seniors have the most need, but you will help anyone with this.
We will. Yeah, we will help anyone. So, thank you so much for having us on here, because we do think, there's a lot of people who have this need, but just don't realize that you can do this kind of in one-stop shopping. They're going here, going there, going someplace else to get all this done. And you can do it, in just one way to do it. And we think maximize what all of your possessions are really worth.
That is so awesome. And one last question real quick before we end the show. You guys do clean the house up and everything after the auction's over and all that and get it ready to sell. Is that correct?
We do. Yes. We don't want to market a house that isn't cleaned up, that, people wouldn't want to come in and move in. So yes, we clean it up. It's ready to sell, ready to show people. That's one of the things that, I wanted to make certain that the house was going to be clean and it was going to be presentable. So we go in and we clean the house and try to make it look as good as it can.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I thank you again, Tim. It has really been a pleasure having you on today. And it was just really nice meeting you.
Oh, same here. It was nice meeting you. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to your viewers about this. I hope it's helpful.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. And your number will run under your name. So they'll have your number and you will get calls.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, that's the end of the show. And you know how I like to end the show. This is the day that the Lord has made. Make up your mind that you will rejoice and be glad in it. God bless you. I love you. And God loves you more. See you next time.